Stephen Ritter here again, Phil Stokes' son. I really kind of finding this therapeutic doing this, just kind of thinking back all the good memories, and enough of you have said that you'd like to hear them. I just enjoy keeping them going. It's actually, the more I do of these, the more memories keep flooding back now, sharing these stories, and most of them make me laugh. A lot of them make me really appreciate Mom and Bucky and all they did for me and my sister and stepbrother. So this one is called Driving Lessons and Mom's Crazy Pet Names. So I remember when I was 15, see, in South Carolina you can get your learner's permit at 15 and you get your restricted license at 15 and a half, which as a 51-year-old now, that's crazy. That's crazy. And my daughter now, she's been driving for a year now. Well, longer than that. Shoot, she's almost 18 now, my youngest. So just the idea of 15 and a half driving. Anyway, so I was 15. Of course, 15, thought I knew everything, right? Confidence was not my problem. All right. So, well, actually it was my problem. Ability was my problem as well. So Bucky would he was the only one brave enough to sit over there next to me. Mom didn't like to do it, although she would. That's where I first learned about backseat driving, because Mom would sit back there and provide input as I drove. So but I remember one time in particular, we were going to go. You had to get so many hours behind the wheel before you could go for your restricted license. Also, it was about getting the hours behind the wheel. And we were going up to Florence, I think, to see Bucky's brother and family. And so I was driving the Pinto wagon, and we were driving up there. Of course, he got us kind of out of the traffic area and kind of, pulled over, and then we swapped. And now I'm going to get on the interstate and just log some easy hours, right? So I'm pulling out, and I'm, being all confident and everything else, and I could just see Mom tensing up in the back seat. And we're coming on the on-ramp, or to get on the interstate, and we're coming along the merge lane, and there was a car over on the side of the road. A guy was changing the tire, and I'm, of course, locked at 10 and 2 and paying total attention to the road, and looking up at the mirrors and checking the mirrors and just trying to do all the right things, and I'm going to stay in my lane because here's the lines and I'm not going to get out of the lane, right? And we're barreling down. I'm trying to accelerate to merge, and I'm accelerating, and there's this guy changes his tire, and Bucky's sitting over there, and he starts, Steven, there's a guy, right? Steven, you need to move over, Steven. And Mom's like, move over, Steven, move over. And I'm just, no, I can't, I've got to stay in my lane. And we blew by this guy probably 3 feet. And of course, I didn't want to look, to see, but Bucky told me he looked back in that rearview mirror, and he said the guy's car shook, and the guy's like, what? And as I blew right by, so I got a good debrief on that, and that it's okay to veer over over the white line a little bit, especially if you got a little bit of shoulder. Got that lesson. And Bucky still laughs about that look on that guy's face as I blew by, probably like dust and paper, like blew over top of him and everything else. But and then the other memory too is you guys have a lot of people have asked about the Mom's dogs, Sonny and Steely, and they're all doing fine with their new home, and the people there love them to death, and they're sleeping with them in bed and everything else. So you're going, funny pet names. Well, Sonny, that's not a funny name. Steely's not. Well, they came with that name. And what you guys don't know, I don't know if Mom ever told you these stories or not, but whenever Mom named it something, it was very unique. And I remember my earliest memory, she had poodles. She's always loved poodles. And in fact, one of the books that I got from the house was a poodle book that I remember her having for the longest time about breeding and grooming and all that. She's always loved poodles. And our first dogs that I remember as a kid growing up were 2 poodles. The male's name was Chassis, and the female's name was Pookie-Doo. And Mom had named both of them. And I don't know what Chassis came from. Is that short for something? Pookie Doo. Pookie Doo. I just always remember Pookie Doo. We had Pookie Doo all the way from when I was born until we moved to South Carolina from Canada back in 1975. So I remember we had her for 6 years, 7 years that I remember. And then she ran away at that point. And then we got a dog to replace. So I got to name the dogs because they were my dogs. She got them for me. And then we had a cat one time that she liked that he would hop around the house and everything else, and she wanted to name him Pooter Poot. That was the name she had picked out for him, Pooter Poot. And I just was afraid that the cat. Well, I think finally the cat ran away because it just couldn't stand being called that. Maybe, I don't know, but Mom eventually learned, and we'll talk about this in a later story. She named a dog, a little cocker spaniel we had named Bonnie. So that was a nice little name. So she got better. But Pookie Doo, Chassis, Pooter Poot. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying these stories as much as I enjoy telling them. Again, hit the like button down there if you like the story, comments, anything else that you'd like, let me know. I think I've got some, again, I mentioned the last thing about menus, things coming. So keep your eyes open for that. And thanks a lot for listening.